we can be healthy forever. You, your family, your friends. If science defeats aging and diseases while we are still alive. To defeat aging, we have to increase NIH funding from about 1% to about 3% of USA federal budget and to urge other countries to do the same. There are three open letters supported by many scientists. Open letters call to: first, spend extra 2% of government budgets on science versus aging and lethal diseases, which is about $300 billion per year in the whole world. Second, spend extra 0.2% on science versus aging, which is $30 billion per year. Third, to spend extra 0.2% on cryonics research, which is $30 billion per year. Support those open letters. Follow the link below and choose option I support and sign this open letter for each of three open letters which you support. You have to join that group to be able to vote. Health span increases at about 3 months per year rate. USA spends about 1% of federal budget on NIH. Most of developed countries spend similar percentage. We want health span to increase 1 year per year rate. So we have to increase NIH funding from about 1% to about 3% and urge other countries to do the same. Stage 1A, we have to get public support of 300 or more scientists, famous people, politicians, etc. Stage 1B, we have to create H+ teams in best universities, to order symbolics, meet up regularly, invite people in your local chats, advertise heavily, organize local cryonics communities, and do lobbying. Do we have specific research plan on how to spend extra $30 to $300 billion? Obviously, yes. The collection of NIH grant proposals in 2017 is the best possible approximation of such research plan. There shall be open competition for grants as it always has been before. Some people say the problem isn't in shortage of money but in shortage of ideas. That's completely wrong. We are not living in a magic world where ideas fall from the sky. When science has more money, it can check more hypotheses, hire more good IT professionals, create more laboratories, use more computing resources, prepare more researchers, get better stats on experiments, and overall get more good ideas and to work on them faster and better. Where can governments take extra $30 to $300 billion per year from? $300 billion per year is just about $40 per month for every adult working person living in the golden billion of most developed countries. So even direct increase of taxes could fund such a R&D program easily. However, there are many other possible sources, including cutting military expenditures. Average time to create and test drugs is about 17 years. How can we speed up that? Such a long period is needed because we still know very poorly the structure of the cells and the human body, and long experiments are the only way to know the real effect. These time requirements will be greatly reduced with the development of fundamental science, with the development of biomarkers, and construction of more accurate models of human response to drugs, including possibly machine learning. In addition, even now, drugs with a breakthrough status are registered with accelerated procedure. What about our population? Growth of Earth population would be slow linear, about plus 5 billion per 30 years, instead of exponential if immortal people over 60 years old wouldn't bear children. See TED lecture of Hans Rosling, which is among most popular on TED, the best stats you have ever seen. Why decision makers and big scientists would support our initiative? Big decision makers have an average age of 50 to 60 years. They have already problems with their health which can't be solved by any best modern medicine. Their health is already decreasing step by step. They have only about 20 years before their death. They don't have enough time to just wait for science to conquer aging. Their only chance is to launch an unprecedented super project. If only they would believe in the possibility of such a super project to stop and reverse aging within their lifetime, then they will easily allocate 2% of the country's budget for this. Big scientists are also 50 to 60 or even more years old. For the same reasons, the super project is almost the only chance for them. The same reasons apply well to those who are in their 30s to 40s, whose parents are in their 50s to 60s. For them to protect their parents from aging, diseases, and death, the only way is to ensure the SUPA project is launched. So, stage 1A, we have to get public support of 300 and more scientists, famous people, politicians, etc. Stage 1B, we have to create H+ teams in best universities, order symbolics, meet up regularly, invite people in your local chats, advertise heavily, organize local cryonics communities, and do lobbying. What can be done to improve your chances? First of all, you can follow science recommendations for radical health span extension, which can give you as much as about plus 10% of to your remaining health span. Secondly, you can increase your wealth, and each doubling of your wealth can give you possibly plus 1/2 a year, which isn't very much, but it's still good point. Fund aging research is not really interesting point because it can give you only about plus 1/4 a year per every year $100 billion funding, which you obviously don't possess. But if you are billionaire or multi-billionaire, it's really good point for you. So another point is making governments to fund aging research more. This can give you about plus 1 year per every there $400 billion funding. And if you divide this sum among taxpayers, it gives you about plus 1 year per every year, just $400. It's good idea. And you can also try to make aging research yourself. It's not very good idea because there are too many researchers who work on medicine or aging. And you can also try to make age safety research or convince governments or billionaires to fund such research, but it's not topic of this presentation, but it's good idea. Okay, we can be healthy forever, you, your family, your friends, and if science defeats aging and diseases while we are still alive, support these open letters.